620, 2024. It's hard to believe that we're here. You're listening to the Chuck Banks Experience on the Dog Pound Radio Network. We are sponsored by Turn Two Workshop. You're going to want to check out Stan Schmidt's amazing crafting. Uh, Find him on Facebook. Just type in Turn and then put the number 2 Workshop and check out his stuff, man. He's a the sole basically um, advertiser at this point for Dog Pound Radio, but this is the Chuck Banks Experience. Today, and again, I just put the date 620. We're one day away from the longest day of the year, which is it's amazing if you're a teacher because you can experience that a little bit later unless you're a football coach and then you have to get up early. But this week's been a little bit different for me. Just basically relaxing after a couple of procedures this week, and then I have one tomorrow. I'm gonna adjust this baby. Then I have one tomorrow. After that one, I'm gonna feel a little bit better. But I just want to give a couple shout outs. Number one is to Primal. I have to make sure that I don't screw this up. Primal Harvest. You're going to want to check this stuff out. Primal Mind Fuel. It's for memory, energy, and focus. And then also, if you're a 50-something person like me, you also can get Primal Multivitamin. Supports energy and wellness. A little bit different from what Joe Rogan takes and the Joe Rogan Experience, but you know what? We can go to war. No, I'm just messing. Chuck Banks Experience today, this week, a lot of things. Number one, being kind of away from my guys, the football guys this week has been a little bit crazy, but you know what? Sooner or later, I'll get back in action, and we'll be able to start rocking and rolling again. And it's amazing what you can take for granted, like your friendships and your bonds that you get from the guys or the gals that you work with. And within these bonds, it's almost like a primal instinct to have those relationships. Birds of a feather flock together, right? It's one of those things. Today, primarily, I'm just kind of shooting the crap, I don't want to use the S word, especially the Chuck Banks Experience. Again, is kind of offered on Dog Pound Radio, but my TikToks. If you've noticed that I'm kind of being a smartass, I am. I'm kind of being a funny guy. Funny guy, right? Just to be that funny guy, to be able to promote, who I am personally and the experiences that I've went through. But, just a few things. This week has been a little bit scary, but don't be scared. If you're a 50-something man and you know that you have to get these the colonoscopy aspect of things, just understand that when they say that you're going to feel like crap 24 hours in that whole 24-hour process, you're going to feel like crap, but you're going to get rid of it. Come on, you're supposed to laugh about that, right? Again with the dad jokes, but in all reality, we need to make sure that we're taking care of our bodies and listening to that high mileage light that comes on, especially at our age, because far too often, we get such in the grind of the day-to-day operation of things, and we're so passionate about doing things that we're passionate about. That made no sense, but hell, it's my show, right? Anyway, when that light comes on, whether you like it or not, you're gonna have to take a break, and you're gonna have to be able to find that mental and physical health wellness balance in your life, and it's gonna smack you upside the head like a ton of bricks, and you're gonna wake up and you're gonna realize, man, I worked so friggin' hard at this life that I forgot to live it. And I think I think that's important. This week, I've been able to spend a little more bit more time with the Beagles, Dog Pound Radio, right? Oh, yeah. So the Beagles, Loki and Leo, and I've been able to kind of just see things a little bit differently. I've also started a new routine, which, by the way, you can say you want to get better, and you can say you want to go on I can't think of the vocabulary word. I'll say that's my kind of my stroke moment of the show, right? But you can say one thing and do another, or you can say something and do it. And in order to do it, you have to foster a routine. And this week I fostered the routine. I leave my glasses and I leave my phone. And engage in a more positive. And in doing so, I'm able to again be able to foster a more meaningful relationship. I do love it, but at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we're finding that wellness balance, and it's working. That particular routine is working. So I would challenge, if technology and your phones are disrupting your mental health and your physical well-being, I would challenge you to take that chance to create a routine, different room, anytime that you're having a meal with your family. And I can guarantee you that you're going to feel better, and you're going to see things and engage things in a different manner. You're going to be able to create that routine and those mannerisms in a positive way. Also, I've noticed now that I haven't been driving as much, my wife got her a really nice deal at Shot, and drive it. I don't get it. She thinks I'm going to trash the thing or whatever. Well, you know, uh, past experiences. All right, so I have to set these routines and these expectations when it comes to that. So anyway, I've been writing, and I haven't been looking at my phone near as much, and that I've driven by, or homesteads that I've driven by in southeast Iowa for the last decade, I didn't even know existed on the right and left hand side road. And when you're able to see things like that, it's pretty amazing. We take for granted Fort Madison or the Donaldson area. We take for granted the beauty that we have in Lee County. Maybe it's because we're worried about things that are outside our control, like finance. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I had a, kind of a brief snafu. Snafu. Anyway, what I was saying is my wife got this new vehicle, and now that I'm kind of a passenger, especially with all the the different medical things and things like that, where I can't drive, and I'm able to see things a little bit differently. It's not quite as cloudy. It's kind of like seeing sun on a rainy day. And what I was saying is whether we live in the Fort Madison, Keokuk, or Donaldson area community of Lee County, what we take for granted is how beautiful our local area is. And I think that's it's extremely important to denote that. And I've made it a part of my routine not only to set my phone away when it's mealtime and it's time to get around that dinner table, but also when I'm on the road, because I'm able to see things and to be able to foster that and see things a little bit differently. And I think far too often we get this tunnel vision, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's hey, you're out with your friends, but you still have this tunnel vision because of this thought or whatever is stuck in your head and you're worried about it. And again, I would say in my lifetime, over 50 years, 99.8% of the things that we're worrying about aren't going to happen anyway. So we've wasted this worry that's going to basically infiltrate who we are, and it's going to hammer us a little bit. So I think we have to see things from a different lens, kind of like politics and religion and sports and all that sort of stuff. We have to see things differently, and we have to put ourselves in other people's shoes, so to say. I was able over the weekend. My wife drove me prior to my procedures early in the week, and I was able to go to Ben Oak Books, and I got a couple books, and I got to meet the wonderful owner, and I got some true crime books. That's pretty awesome. And what's interesting is a lot of people think, oh man, there's just girly books. No, there's some good crap there. It's not crap. So check out Ben Oak Books. Check out our area. Try to buy local first. They're actually going to take in some of my books, which is pretty awesome as well. Shout out to the baseball and the softball team. They're doing some great things. Tonight they play Burlington. I'm not, unfortunately, in a situation where I can broadcast that live, but I will be rooting for them. And tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. Like I said, I'm going to Cath Lab in Iowa City. They're going to check the back of my heart, and hopefully things come out and turn out okay, and I can get back in action. But it's, again, overthinking, right? I wrote a book called that, Life of an Overthinker, and I've been overthinking a lot lately. I think the biggest thing that I overthink is, again, things that are outside my control, like the term estrangement with a family member, estrangement with somebody that that I felt that I did a good job with. But again, I beat myself up over that. And truly, I just want peace. I want her to find peace, and I want me to find peace. So where do we find that? I guess sometimes, unfortunately, God puts us in situations where it's outside of our control, and we have to we can either react, or we can check and see if this is part of the plan. But again, I've been beating myself up all I would say the last week or so, as Father's Day hit. People were sharing these stories and stuff like that. But I have three wonderful children, don't get me wrong, but as a father, did I make some mistakes? Yeah. I'm I will admit that I've made a lot of mistakes, but I have to remember too that I was never a father before I was a father, right? I was never a grandparent before I was a grandparent. I was never a dog dad before I was a dog dad. And again, I'm trying to poke fun in light of a situation. But if you've ever had an estrangement in your family and you were able to get past that, I would love to get you on my show. Or if you deal with this, if you're a psychoanalyst or a psychologist, I would love to get you on my show to basically try to learn, because it's all about continuous learning, to learn how you got through that, or how you were able to get over the hump and those sorts of things. But again, I hope that she receives the peace that she's looking for, and again, I'm going to put it on God's doorstep. But it kills you. It kills you as a parent and a grandparent. But I know it's doing the same thing to her. And I just, again, if she's listening to this show, she's got to know that I love her. I love her profoundly, and I forgive. I forgive 100%, just like I hope she does someday as well. But let's get past the estrangement aspect, and we'll talk about some other things. Like, for example, the football team, man. We got a new OC. The staff is collaborating together very well. Seeing a lot of great things. Either in the mornings or the evenings. Wednesday night was defense, and Friday mornings are offense. And Coach Doherty, man, Coach Doherty, I'll give him a special shout out. One of my best friends in the world. One of the very few that have reached out and asked how I was doing. Coach Smith does that too. And he, I'm going to put him on a pedestal here. He says, "Man, I don't want to be overwhelming." And I told him, I said, "Family's never overwhelming. So if you ever want to reach out to a family member or a friend or whatever, if you're ever feeling that, then do it. It's not overwhelming, man, especially when it's coming from family." I was able to get through the golf outing. I had to take 3 holes off. I'm not going to lie. Out of breath, out of shape. It was hot, but it is what it is. I was blaming my golf game the whole day on my stroke, and my brothers and my best buddy Travis McFarland from Wisconsin was kind of poking fun. It was a great time, man. Great time held, by all who was involved, and it went to a great. All the money and proceeds, is going to keep us rolling within our football program, whether it's getting a line painter, which before that was Patrick Lamb. He can really paint a straight line, which is awesome. But getting that and starting to foster and kind of improve is what the culture change has been all about with Fort Madison with Coach Doherty. I've only spent about 375 days with him so far, but I've been friends with him a lot longer. But man, just to see what this guy does on a daily basis and gives. And you want to talk about someone that's going to touch the lives of hundreds of kids, student athletes, or even students each year. He does it. And he's genuinely, he wants to create a genuine relationship to foster improvement, both physically and mentally. And he uses science-based methods, as all good coaches do, right? Now I'm going to go on a tangent. What's bugging Chuck on the Chuck Banks experience? Okay, a few things. There are people out there that dog us coaches constantly, consistently, thinking that come on, you're coaching, you chose that profession, blah 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 blah. I say horse crap. Here's a day in the life of a coach, man. Put your feet in our shoes and do it. All right. And another thing that bothers me is for years, we kind of get segregated. Oh, you're a coach. like we're not a real profession. Like we're not a professional. We're freaking teachers too. Actually, we're teachers first. We just spend more hours with our kids. Yeah, I said it. We spend more hours with our kids. Last year, you want to look at the weight room. The school district, they finally started paying coaches to help Coach Doherty. And I'll be honest with you, money is really not the most important thing, in my life, especially as a coach and a teacher. It's fostering, developing good relationships, and making a difference in my freaking community. Okay, so we got paid. I think I made 75 cents an hour for the work that I did, and I know Kent Bailey. Shout out to Kent. He probably made 20 cents an hour. He spent more hours because I had my stroke, and I kind of pushed myself out of that situation. And Coach Doherty and Bailey were huge in that predicament. And again, we get to the end of the year. A professional organization that I'm not going to say their name, they decided that they needed to allocate the money differently. So they cut my job, which is fine. It's fine. But they also left the wages the same. So now, instead of 30 cents an hour, now Kent Bailey's probably going to make 10 cents an hour in the weight room. And again, I'm going to volunteer my time still because our kids need it. They deserve it. And we're talking 500-600 kids a week. We're not talking 20-30 kids a week. And, again, it's not that they cut my job, but they cut basically the wages. And again, we were so glad that the school district finally started paying some coaches to help Coach Doherty out, because I'm here to tell you the mental and physical toll that it takes a coach to develop as high quality of a curriculum that he has in that weight room, and to follow through and to hoard phone calls on a daily basis from questions and answers, because let's face it, not everybody looks on social media. Not everybody reads a freaking text message properly. And the physical toll that it takes on his body, he actually needs some help. And, and again, it's no fault of the coaches and things like that. You get to the end of the year, man, you're dead. You're beat. But we've got to help this guy, to help him with his physical and mental health. Just being in there, to basically help take care of items that he shouldn't have to take care of to begin with. That's why he has a staff. And it just bugs me to no end that that people think, oh, okay, so your time and energy is not worth it. Well, they didn't say that. Oh, we could split that contract too. And then it's like 5 cents an hour. A professional organization decided to make that cut and then made that comment. Oh, but you could split that too and go 5 cents an hour. I guess that's better than zero that Kent's been making for the last 20 years. But this bugs me. It bugs me because I was a member of said organization. And again, I'm not trying to throw crap out there, but damn it, we got to take care of our people out there that are taking care of our other people out there that are dealing with 500-600 kids on a weekly basis. Again, I'm super passionate about this. I'm also one of those guys, those Gen X guys that, you know what, you push me to the point of no return, and by God, I'll bite back. I'm extremely angry. I'm trying to articulate this in a positive mannerism, but unfortunately, I've been, Mama's been pushed into a freaking corner here. Thank you again for the Fort Madison Community School District for bringing me in and offering that to our, a couple coaches that are going to help the well-being of not only the athletes, but also Coach Doherty. As a guy that's been doing it free for years, okay, as a head football coach, for whatever reason, we are articulated into that component because weight training is extremely important. Weight and speed, it kills. And if you don't work at it, you're not going to get any good. Okay. But as a guy that's done that for years, and we're not talking just a couple days a week, man. We're talking 4 or 5 days a week. Okay. 3 to 4 hours a day, plus installing your offense and your defense and your specialty teams, plus the amount of time that it takes to plan, which is it's huge. Plus, yeah, are you feeling me now? Okay, we're and again, we didn't choose coaching. Coaching chose us because we're passionate individuals that understand it. But sometimes you got to dangle a damn carrot in front of the people that are out there that are fostering these relationships continuously. Because coaching doesn't just stop when you leave. It doesn't just start when you get to the school and you grab your whistle. This is something that, again, that I'm extremely passionate about, and I hope I hope I strike a few freaking keys today. But there are days where we show up, or a coach shows up 6:30 in the morning to get things started. Okay. Then his other coaches roll in about 5 till 10 till whatever. Okay. You got kids that are there earlier than that. So you never have that planning, engaging time. So you have to plan the night before. Then you get things started. Okay. And you're rolling through and you get done. And then when you're done, you have to put everything away. You have to make sure that everyone committed their plan. And again, the tunnel vision that you see, whether it's athletes, coaches, community members, whatever. I mean, that tunnel vision's kicking butt right there. All right. You have to filter in 100 calls. Well, not quite 100, but a lot of phone calls, emails, text messages, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, where it's coming from all freaking directions. Then you get done, and then you want to go golf and relax, maybe get in the pool, get your boat out, do that sort of stuff. And excuse me. Then, so you get a couple hours to yourself. Then you have to foster that quality time with your kids and your family. You're getting some messages from your coaches and your friends and things like that. And you always check your messages because you're going to be there on a dime for anybody. If God forbid there's an emergency, you're going to jump in there. Gets to the evening, you're eating, you still get a phone call or a text message or a message. Still haven't planned yet. Okay. Then you spend a little bit of quality time with your significant other or your family. And then when things wind down, and God forbid if you have young kids, then it's probably 9:30, 10 o'clock in the summer. Then you finally get time to plan. Takes about an hour or hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe sometimes. You're getting ready for the next day. And then you go to sleep for about 4 hours. You let your dog out or whatever you got to do. And then you get up and you do it again. It's not a 40-hour-a-day week job, guys. I said 40 hours a day. Yeah, it's about 40 hours a day. Take care of them. Okay? Take care of your coaches that are doing this stuff for your children. Organization, take care of your damn coaches. Your best teachers, in my opinion, are those that have this consistent relationship. Okay? And coaches, we got to take care of each other. Because at this point, That's where we're at. This is coming from a guy that's been called an asshole, a jackass, somebody that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. This is coming from a guy that's been physically assaulted, that's also had Gatorade bottles thrown at him. So I'm pretty damn passionate about it. Anyway, I hope everyone has an amazing damn day. Let's get it done. I'm out.